We just got a full season of The Dragon Prince, leaving perhaps 2 more volumes before the end of this story. And today I really want to talk about what Claudia has been going through and where it has finally brought her, cause this girl just gets creepier each year. But real quick, we're giving away $100 gift cards as well as autographed prints of some of your favorite cartoon voice actors over in our Discord server. Stay tuned till the end of the video to see how you can win those prizes and more. The Dragon Prince has 5 seasons so far, with 7 planned, but it's divided into 2 distinct parts, or sagas. The first part was seasons 1 through 3, which of course focused on the gang as kids beginning to unite the world, before flashing them to quite a bit older in season 4 to show the fallout of their choices and actions. The first arc was largely about trying to unite the elves and humans, and in our second saga, it becomes about trying to stop Erebos from escaping his prison, with little plans he set in motion all the way back in season 1. Our primary villain then was Viren, a corrupt human who indulged in dark magic. While most of the magics in the world of the Dragon Prince are naturally occurring, dark magic is a process that involves using the magic of a dead magical creature to achieve an end. Humans lack the natural magic that elves have with their connection to a specific element or primal source, and thus dark magic is a way to fight back not just against other magical beings, but against the natural forces of the world, such as by using the heart of a monster to help heat their crops in the winter. Viren died at the end of season 3, but was brought back to life by his daughter, who used dark magic to bring him back for just 30 days. This is supposed to be enough time to get to Erebos so that he can bring Viren back to life permanently. Season 4 started with Claudia, Terry, and the revived Viren racing against Ezrin, Callum, and Rayla to find the map to Erebos' prison. Season 4 ended with Claudia getting the map, and that seemed to mean that the time for our main characters was very limited, but Season 5 actually started up at a rather slow pace. From here on, we will have spoilers for Season 5 of course, so turn back now if you haven't seen it and still want to. With the map to Erebos, the entire season becomes about trying to get there, of course, with Claudia, Terry, and Viren being slowed down by Viren's strange revived state and catatonic behavior. Their plot didn't actually get much focus, and instead we dive deeper into the mind of Viren and his past, and how he used dark magic to revive his son Soren from the dead, who has joined Callum, Ezrin, and Rayla in their fight against him. Claudia and Terry had little focus this season until the finale, when they finally made it to Erebos' prison, at the same time that the Dragon Prince gang happened to arrive as well. Each season or book is named after one of the primal sources, and as such, that season tends to focus on a region where elves of that element are common, as well as other fun creatures. This book was Ocean, allowing for all sorts of cool water monsters and fish friends and such, and of course for Callum to learn yet another primal magic. With the ocean magics, he is able to give the gang gills so they can breathe underwater, allowing them to get to Erebos' prison, which seems to be at the bottom of the ocean. Now, Callum's arc with his magic this book was interesting because he was used to trying to master an element, to control it. But the way to tap into the ocean was to not try to control, as it was a massive force beyond him or really any being. This synced up perfectly to be an inversion of Claudia's arc, which is about her trying to control everything, including the living beings around her, to exploit their power. She is someone who could never master the ocean primal because she refuses to believe that she can't control nature for her own benefit. Without a primal stone, Claudia's only source of magic is dark magic, which involves making use of whatever she can kill or already has killed and turn into magic ingredients. Since she can't just cast a friendly spell to let her breathe underwater, the only way to get to Erebos' prison is to kill some magic sea creatures, specifically a purple Pentapus, and then use its blood and her own to transform her into Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Now, personally, I think this was a purposeful reference to the Disney movie, and something the writers have been planning since the very beginning, though it's very coincidental that this is coming out around the time that the new Little Mermaid live-action movie is happening. This has been a 5-season arc of a girl slowly descending deeper and deeper into darker territory in order to achieve her goals, blinded by her love and her power, and thinking that one justifies the use of the other. A purple Pentapus seems to be like an octopus with 5 tentacles if the name is any indication, allowing her to not just breathe underwater, but also be horrifying to look at. The physical transformation reflects her inner transformation, showing the monster she has become by forcibly mixing her blood with that of a magical creature. Now, in the previous volume, Claudia had been rather callous with the lives of Rayla's own family, when all Rayla was trying to do was stop Claudia from unleashing Erebos onto the world. Because of that, the gang really has no mercy for Claudia at this point, and they aren't afraid to be absolutely savage. Rayla goes in to kill some of her tentacles with her blades, and then the boys she once considered friends stole the vial containing the Pentapus blood mixed with her own. This causes Claudia's transformation to reverse, and she has no choice but to return to the surface before she drowns. Now, this should buy the gang some time, as I doubt Claudia is prepared to just do that spell again, and right now, time really is of the essence for her. She is of course racing against time to save her father Viren, who is in a catatonic state in his body, but has his consciousness in Erebos' prison. Claudia was given the spell to bring Viren back by Erebos, with the promise that a more permanent spell could be cast if Claudia would get to him. The big twist at the end, however, was that this spell would actually require Viren to kill one of his own children, something he would refuse to do at this point, though Erebos reveals it's not actually Claudia or Soren that Viren has to kill. Instead, he means the Goblin Fairy Erebos abomination that's just always kind of hanging around. This Erebos explains is the child of Viren and Erebos, a convenient-seeming sacrifice for an opportunity to restore Viren to his full form and continue being a puppet for Erebos. Now, this child Erebos calls a homunculus, which in various lore is essentially a constructed being without a soul. This is all a parallel to Viren's relationship with his own children, however, how he has seemingly offered them up as a sacrifice by leading them down this dark path to just be tools for a much more powerful being. Every gift they got was to transform them into what Erebos needs, turning them into more monstrous beings that no longer even remember what they originally sought to do with their lives. This Goblin Fairy is a synthetic combination of Viren and Erebos, and the dark magics used would allow for Viren to be brought back fully to life. And with it being half of Erebos, I imagine this would allow him to perhaps escape his prison, as I doubt freeing Erebos is going to be as simple as opening his prison up. Regardless of Erebos' intentions, however, Viren has decided he doesn't want to do this, fearing more so the fate of his daughter Claudia than the Goblin Fairy. While she is not the sacrifice to bring him back to life, he recognizes that allowing Erebos more power in their lives will inevitably lead to Claudia either becoming darker or completely being destroyed because of Erebos' scheming. All Viren really wants at this point is for Claudia to run off and just enjoy the little things with Terry, but Claudia has been so corrupted by dark magic she can't see when she is going too far. Right now, Erebos seems happy to let Viren die, but his taunting seems to be more about trying to convince Viren about what is necessary to bring him back. The Goblin Fairy is intended to be a sacrifice to bring him back, but if something were to happen to this fairy, would Claudia perhaps offer herself up as sacrifice? If Erebos has more plans for Viren and not much for Claudia, he might decide to perform the ritual using Claudia, making Viren alive again, but without even having his daughter. This would be pretty dark and not quite where I think the show is actually going to go, but I at least imagine that idea will come into play in Volume 6 when Erebos or Claudia will realize that her death could save Viren. Perhaps this would even switch their dynamic in Season 6. Viren could be fully revived, and Claudia could be brought back for just 30 days. This would put Viren in Erebos' pocket again, as he'd be out there trying to find a way to save his daughter. And Erebos always has a plan to help them, though it always comes with strings, of course. The show is deeply inspired by a lot of various mythology about fallen figures, and by breaking that down, I think we can prove that in some form, this is the dynamic that will happen in Book 6. But for more information on that, hit that subscribe button, as we will be having a big Dragon Prince mythological breakdown in the next few days. Come down to our Discord server and talk about the show more, and you could win a $100 gift card or other cool prizes. Link is in the description below, or you can use our custom Discord code, CartoonUV. Once you join, you'll be messaged by this bot called Crew. With Crew, you can gain points, also known as Toon tokens in the server, by being active and sending messages. But a brand new feature also just rolled out, and you are now able to integrate your YouTube account with the bot, meaning it will start rewarding you points for watching our videos and having conversations in the comments. That means the more you interact with our videos, the more entries into the raffles you will be able to make. You can purchase these prizes from the rewards shop channel in our server, or use the \shop command in Bot Talk. So what are you waiting for? Go get the bot set up, comment here what you hope to win, and I'll see you guys in the server.